Namaste, Jai Shivai. I'm going to try and attempt another explanation of the self-realization journey, my self-realization journey. So, after I was enlightened on 5th of March 2015, I stayed in Samadhi for 72 to 75 days, and after I came out of it, then I learned that, I have some karmic seeds to purge, and that's the reason I had come out of Samadhi, and I have to take care of it. I have to resolve that thing, and I have to consciously let it go, consciously knowing everything and then letting it go, so that it doesn't become a reason to take another birth, another human birth, or take another life, go through everything all over again. So I came out of it and I traveled for it. I went there to Sedona, Arizona. I took care of everything, and by the time I was done with all these things, it was like January 2016. That's when I said, I'm done with everything. I want to go all the way through. I want to be permanently rooted into self. I want to be permanently into that nirvikalp samadhi and never come out of it. And so I did that. I said that. After I said that, I did not know what is going to happen. No matter how much you read about other people's experience of self-realization, you still, in a way, you will never know it until it happens to you. It's the same thing, like even the small thing, like if you have never experienced love, the force of love within you, then you really don't know. No matter how much other people tell you about their experience of love, you actually truly don't know what love is. So self-realization is a much bigger thing than that. Love for Absolute, love for Shiva, love for Brahma. So then somewhere around March 2016, end of March, about 27th, 28th of March, I remember. That was the last date I remember as who I used to be, who I was. It felt as if I fell into some kind of darkness. I fell into nothingness, darkness, and there was no sense of world around me. You know how during the enlightenment I had the experience of Nad, Om, Hum. I had that experience. So at that time I did lost the form, the physical boundary, the form. This time it was about losing the sound as well. So in this nothingness, I'm calling it nothingness because there was really no sense of what is going to happen, what is happening. My entire spiritual journey was a very crying journey. I was crying every now and then, almost every day, for more than like 2.5 hours. And at times I had no idea why I was crying. It's not that somebody was doing something to me or something was happening to me. I was just crying. A lot of crying I did during my spiritual journey. So, a lot of crying happened during self-realization as well. I did cry a lot in those 18 days. But there was one very deep knowing that I'm about to die. And the first thing that came to me was, oh, so I'm dying now and I'll be dead. See, when self-realization is happening, you have no idea if you will come out alive or if you will be back in this body or not, because that is not how it feels. It really feels like true death. The difference is that it's a happy one, but you don't know that it's going to be a happy death or complete annihilation, or how. You don't know anything basically. But anyways, it was going on by itself. I had no control over it. So initially I thought, I am dying. That's how ego, mind, identity, that last I that is left in you, that's how it feels. So I told my sister that I'm about to die. How about we do all the financial paperwork and take care of things, so after I'm gone, you guys do not have a problem. And she was like shocked. Anybody would be shocked, right? So she was shocked initially. But then, and she said, if you need a doctor, let's go to a doctor. That's what anybody will say, right? If they think that you are going through some kind of depression or death experience, or there's something wrong with your body, with your mind, and you need a doctor's help. I said, no, not that kind of thing, but I am first time. There was actually a complete knowing. See, when these things are happening, there's a knowing in it. That's the real transformation. That you're always aware what is happening with you. You do not have a control, that's a different story, but there's a knowing in it, very strong, very deep knowing that you are about to, first time. Then 2 days later I told her that, you know how Atma merges into Paramatma for forever. Since the time Atma or the individuality is born, and then you go on living million gazillion lives, and after that, this is one thing that you wait for. This is one thing you want to go back to. This is one thing that you have always wanted. If not this, why did we even pursue the life journeys? So this is one end, happy end, that we have to get to. So I explained her all that, and she did calm down later on. And in that time, I found 3 friends who became witness to this, journey and all the experience that was happening. That was the time, just a few days when I was in these, it was like 18-20 days of journey before the self-realization process kicked off. So I don't call it an event, like how enlightenment was more like an event. Samadhi was an event for me. But self-realization is a process, and a very long process. So before it happened, I found these 3 people in America. One Indian lady in Virginia, another couple in Portland, and another person from New York. And this person from New York, he was like 63, 62 years old, and he was well versed with all kinds of spiritual concepts and knowledge, and while I was not. One thing I did not do during my spiritual journey was reading and learning from internet, reading lots of material about it. Even though I tried to read it, I found that no, it's not true. It's not true, and it should be case by case basis, and a lot of things just did not apply to me. And most of the books are actually rubbish. Someday I will create an article or maybe a video about what books to read, what books not to read, what to be, very mindful about. And don't especially try comparing your experience with somebody else. Do not try to put yourself into some other person's shoes. Do not measure your journey by other people's experience. Don't do that. It's a very individual thing, because you have a very unique body, very, very unique set of sanskaras and karmas and vasanas. And in that way, experience becomes your personal experience, even though the truth that you realize is the same. There's no difference in that. The enlightenment that happens, the samadhi that happens, it's the same thing, that essentially the nature of it is same. But it becomes different when it comes to your individuality, your personal boundary, how you will remember it, how you will say it, how you will feel it, and how Kundalini, in not everybody the Kundalini rises from Muladhara. For me it was an experience from Anahata and all the way to Sahasrara and then down back. So Kundalini not only goes up, it actually comes down afterwards. And that's when it comes down, that's when you attain Sahaja Samadhi. You become Sahaja. It took me 2.5 years for it to actually come down and be rooted. And that's when I became comfortable with the physical body, the physical existence of me and around me. So yeah, for 18-20 days, I kept sharing what was going on with these 3 friends that I have found. And one night, somewhere around 16th of April, 16th of April, it became so damn bad that I was just crying since last 48 hours. Continuous crying. Continuously I was just shedding tears. And some little bit of fear came in me. In this life, all my life, I was not fearful. Not from snakes, not from death. I lived as if I am immortal, which truly we all human beings are. But I lived in a very, I didn't try to save myself from any danger. I did a lot of adventure sports, mountaineering in the mountains and things like that. So I was not a fearful person. First time I became fearful when, just before this journey, self-realization, before self-realization. So in those 18 days I was fearful sometimes, because it's the death, you will not exist afterwards. It's a very, as you have known yourself, you will never exist after that. It's a true death, not the death when you just change the body and you attain new body, take new body. It's not that kind of death. It's a real death that happens to you. So I was fearful, and then I was crying for 48 hours. So this guy from New York, he said, you remember Mahavakyas? And I said, which one? He said, just say Aham Brahmasmi. And I said that. I don't know what came over me. He said, say Aham Brahmasmi. And I said that. So when I was already enlightened, Nirvika in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, for more than 3 months. So my vasanas, sanskaras and lot of things, everything was burnt. Just this little bit of I was pending because of the past life's karmic seed that I had to purge. So when that happens after enlightenment, your thought starts manifesting, your words start manifesting right away. So in normal life also, when you think that, okay, let me do this business, or let me create this company, let me build this company, or a thought comes that maybe someday I'll go to New Zealand. Suppose this is a thought that comes to you. And then it takes some time. There's a lag time of this 3D world, 4D world, and there's a lag time, and finally you are in New Zealand. You do go to New Zealand, or you're able to open your company. You're able to do that which you thought at one point of time. Some people think about buying a car, buying a house, or whatever it is, but it manifests after some time. But once you are enlightened, your words, your thoughts, they just manifest right away. So the moment I said Aham Brahmasmi, I was gone. I heard the last sound, the last bang, kind of loud sound. After that, I don't know. Till now, I don't know. I cannot talk about me anymore. Even the memories that I had in this life, they are sort of gone. It was as if nothing ever happened. It is as if I was always absolute. Nothing happened. It was just a reflection. It's like how you will not see yourself if there are no mirrors, right? You'll not know yourself if there are no mirrors. There's no way to, and if there are no senses, then you'll not know yourself. So when from cosmic consciousness or from consciousness, so when you truly attain pragya, when it expands, you become absolute, then the quality that consciousness has of being conscious, of being aware, is lost. And another quality that it has of mirroring the world around you, mirroring the life around you, mirroring this reality, creating this reality around you, that is gone. These two things are gone. Pragya attains its true form. You become from Shakti, you become Shiva. From whatever, you become Brahma. The rest is just play. The rest is just play. So everything was gone. I was gone. It took me about 5-6 days. When these 3 friends contacted me back. After that, I really don't know. I don't know what goes on around, or when I say I don't know, in other words, there's nobody in me, no identity in me to know or do something. If everything happens by itself, by the awareness itself, by the pragya itself. And because one of its quality is consciousness, when Kundalini touches the Sahasrara, goes beyond Bindu, beyond Parabindu, and reaches that unknown, that boundary beyond boundary, reaches beyond boundary, then Kundalini, after some time, Kundalini comes back. If you are still alive, if your still body has prana, then Kundalini actually comes down. And Kundalini comes down and is rooted back in the personal existence. But it's no more personal anymore. And then it slowly start becoming aware of the body again. You start gaining body consciousness again. You can feel, your senses start working. There's no experiencer though, so things do not make any difference. Light or dark, doesn't matter. The real light that we talk about, prakash that we talk about, is beyond light actually. It's beyond light and dark. Paramanand that we talk about is beyond anand and happiness, joy. English language or any language is always bidirectional. There has to be two to talk, two to experience, two to know. So everything has to be two. Can never be. There's no absoluteness in anything. In language, in description, in explanation. So now I don't know about myself, but whatever has to get done, because the body is being kept alive. So whatever has to get done, it is getting done, and it will get done. And there is definitely a lot to do. I hope everybody gets self-realized. All of you walk your journey and truly attain moksha as a result. Namaste. Jai Shivaya.